What is the reason behind your dog turning your beautiful green lawn into a series of messy holes and dirt piles? How can you understand what your furry friend is trying to tell you when they spend hours scratching at the earth under the fence? Which specific behaviors should you look for to figure out if your dog is bored, hunting, or simply trying to stay cool? Have you ever walked outside to find your favorite flower bed completely destroyed by a pup who seems very proud of their hard work? Have you tried everything to stop the digging only to find a new hole the very next morning in a different spot? Hi, welcome back to Paw and Order. My name is Carl, and today, we are going to dive deep into the world of canine digging to solve this mystery once and for all. Digging is a natural instinct for many breeds, but that does not mean you have to live with a yard that looks like a construction zone every single day. We are going to look at why this happens, and how you can use specific foods and activities to redirect that energy into something much more positive and clean for your home. Understanding why your dog digs is the first simple step to fixing the problem, because every hole has a different story behind it. Some dogs dig because they hear small animals like moles or mice moving underground, and their hunting instincts tell them they must catch the intruder. Other dogs dig because they are feeling very hot, and they know that the soil deep down is much cooler than the grass on the surface, creating a natural bed. Many dogs dig simply because they have too much energy and no other way to release it, so the dirt becomes their personal playground for the afternoon. If you just yell at the dog, they will not understand why you are upset, since they are just following their natural urges to work and explore. We need to provide them with better options, and use their love for food to teach them where it is okay to be active, and where they need to stay calm. By the time we finish this session, you will have a clear plan to save your grass, and keep your dog happy and tired in a good way. The first food we are going to use to stop the digging behavior is large, thick raw carrots, because they provide a long-lasting crunch that satisfies the urge to chew and work the jaw. When a dog is busy crunching on a cold carrot, they are not using their paws to tear up your garden or dig under the fence line. Carrots are amazing because they are very low in calories, meaning you can give them a large piece to work on without worrying about them getting heavy or unhealthy. You should keep these carrots in the refrigerator, so they are nice and cold, which feels great on a dog's gums and helps them focus on the snack. If your dog is digging because they are bored, a carrot acts as a natural toy that they can eventually eat, making it a very high-value reward for staying in one spot. This is a much better alternative to them finding rocks or roots in the dirt to chew on, which can actually hurt their teeth over time. We want to show them that the best treasures are the ones you give them, not the ones they find buried deep in the mud. Using carrots allows you to practice a simple stay command in the yard, where the dog usually likes to dig their holes. You can bring your dog to their favorite digging spot, but instead of letting them start scratching, you give them a large carrot and tell them to settle on an outdoor mat. This teaches the dog that the yard is a place for relaxing and enjoying a snack, rather than a place for heavy excavation work. Because the carrot takes a while to finish, it builds their patience and helps them learn to enjoy just being outside without needing to destroy the landscape. If they try to get up and dig, you calmly take the carrot away for a few seconds, and then give it back once they sit down again. This creates a very clear and simple connection in their mind. Sitting quietly leads to a delicious orange treat, while digging leads to the treat disappearing. Over time, the dog will start to associate the yard with the calm carrot time, rather than the high-energy digging time they were used to before. Carrots are also very helpful, because the fiber keeps the dog feeling full, which reduces the scavenging type of digging, where a dog is looking for insects to eat. Sometimes a dog digs because they are actually hungry for extra nutrients, or just want something different to taste, and a carrot provides that variety in a safe way. You can even chop the carrots into small circles, and hide them in a digging box, filled with sand, if you want to give them a legal place to dig. A digging box is a unique tool, where you tell the dog, it is okay to dig here, and hide their favorite food inside the sand for them to find. This satisfies the instinct to dig, without ruining your actual lawn, and the carrots act as the gold nuggets they are searching for. By using simple English and being consistent, you can train your dog to only use their paws in the area you have chosen for them. This keeps your flowers safe, and gives your dog a fun job to do, that results in a healthy, crunchy reward every single time they find a piece. The second food we are going to introduce to help redirect your dog's digging energy is plain, unsweetened peanut butter smeared inside a sturdy rubber toy. Peanut butter is a very high-value food that dogs will work for hours to reach, which makes it the perfect distraction for a dog that won't stop digging. If you know your dog usually starts digging at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you can give them a peanut butter toy at 1:30 to keep their brain occupied. The act of licking the peanut butter is very soothing for a dog, and lowers their stress levels, which is important because some dogs dig out of anxiety. When a dog is focused on getting every last bit of peanut butter out of a toy, they are completely forgetting about the dirt under the tree. You should make sure the peanut butter does not have any xylitol in it, as that is a dangerous chemical for pets, so always read the label carefully. A simple, natural peanut butter is the best choice for this training step, because it smells strong and stays in place inside the toy. You can take the peanut butter toy, and actually place it on the surface of the ground, where the dog has previously started a hole. This changes the meaning of that specific spot from a digging zone to a licking zone, which is a much quieter and cleaner activity for everyone. The strong scent of the peanut butter will override the smell of the soil and the roots that usually attract the dog's attention. As they work on the toy, you can give them lots of verbal praise in simple English, saying things like, "Good boy," or "Nice work," to reinforce the calm behavior. If they finish the peanut butter and start to look at the dirt again, it is time to bring them inside or give them a different task to do. We want to avoid the boredom gap, where the dog finishes one thing and immediately goes back to their old bad habits. By using peanut butter strategically, you are providing a mental workout that is much more exhausting than digging a hole ever could be. Another unique way to use peanut butter is to freeze the toy after you fill it, which makes the activity last even longer for high-energy breeds. A frozen peanut butter toy can take 30 to 45 minutes to finish, which perfectly matches the length of our training session today. This long duration helps the dog build a new habit of lying down and being productive with their mouth instead of their feet. If your dog is a cooling digger who likes the cold dirt, the frozen toy provides that same cold sensation but in a much tastier and more controlled format. You are basically giving them a delicious popsicle that keeps them cool and happy during the hot parts of the day when they usually want to dig. This simple step can solve the problem for many dogs who are just looking for a way to regulate their body temperature while they are outside. It is an easy and affordable solution that makes the yard a place of peace instead of a place of conflict between you and your pup. The third food we will use to manage the digging habit is small, frozen cubes of low-sodium chicken broth, because they provide hydration and a fun chase element on the grass. You can toss these broth cubes across the yard to get the dog running and using their nose to find the melting treats before they disappear into the earth. This encourages surface exploration rather than deep digging, which is a much better way for a dog to interact with the environment. The taste of the chicken broth is very exciting for dogs, and because it is mostly water, it is a very safe and healthy treat for daily use. You can make these at home very easily, by pouring broth into an ice cube tray, and letting it sit in the freezer overnight, until they are solid. When you go outside, carry a small container of these cubes, and use them to reward the dog, whenever they choose to walk, or sniff without putting their paws into the dirt. This teaches the dog that the surface of the grass is where all the good things happen, so there is no need to look underneath it. Using broth cubes is especially effective for dogs that dig, because they are trying to hunt for underground bugs or small animals that make noise. The sound of the ice cube hitting the grass, and the strong smell of the chicken provides a new target for their hunting drive that is much easier to catch. Instead of spending 20 minutes trying to find a mole, the dog can spend 5 seconds finding a broth cube, which gives them a much faster hit of dopamine. This speed of reward is very important for training a dog that has a short attention span or is very driven by their instincts. You can turn the whole yard into a treasure hunt by scattering these cubes in different areas, keeping the dog moving and sniffing instead of staying in one spot to dig. Sniffing is a very tiring activity for a dog's brain, and 10 minutes of searching for broth cubes is equal to a long walk around the block. This makes it a perfect tool for our 30-minute plan to wear out the dog and protect your beautiful garden beds from damage. If your dog is particularly stubborn about a certain corner of the yard, you can even pour a tiny bit of the chicken broth on top of the grass in a safe area. The dog will spend a long time licking the grass to get the flavor, which is a harmless behavior that keeps their head down and their paws still. This redirection is a key part of our paw and order philosophy, because we never want to just say no without giving the dog a yes to something else. We are saying no to digging in the flower bed, but we are saying yes to licking the tasty broth on the safe part of the lawn. This keeps the dog from feeling frustrated and makes the training feel like a fun game they are winning, rather than a set of strict rules. Simple English commands like look or find help the dog understand what you want them to do with their nose and their energy. Over time, the dog will stop looking at the dirt as a place to work and start looking at the grass as a place where hidden treats might appear at any moment. To make this plan work long-term, you must be consistent and watch your dog whenever they are outside during the first few weeks of training. If you leave the dog alone for hours without any of these food tools, they will eventually get bored and go back to digging because it is what they know. Think of these as a complete manual that you need to follow every single day to see the best results for your yard. You can rotate between the carrots, the peanut butter, and the broth cubes to keep things interesting, so the dog never gets bored of the routine. If one food stops working, simply switch to the next one to keep their brain guessing and their focus on you. This variety is the secret sauce that makes training successful for even the most difficult and high-energy dogs. You are building a new lifestyle for your dog, where they feel fulfilled and challenged, without needing to be destructive to your home. It takes effort, but the sight of a perfect, hole-free lawn is a reward that you will enjoy every single time you look out the window. Another simple step you can take is to provide a shade station in the yard, so the dog doesn't feel the need to dig a hole to stay cool. If the dog has a comfortable bed in the shade, and a bowl of fresh water, with some of those broth cubes inside, they will be much less likely to seek out the cold dirt. Digging for temperature control is a very common reason for the behavior, and it is the easiest one to fix with a little bit of planning. You can also use a small plastic kiddie pool, filled with a few inches of water for them to splash in, which is a much cleaner way for them to stay cool. By combining environmental changes with our food-based training, you are attacking the problem from every possible angle at once. This holistic approach is what makes Paw and Order unique, and why these methods work so well for so many different types of dogs. Remember to keep your English simple and your energy calm, as your dog will pick up on your mood and mirror your behavior during the sessions. As we wrap up our training session, you should notice that your dog is much more focused on you, and less interested in the ground beneath their feet. They should be starting to feel the good tired that comes from using their brain to solve puzzles and earn high-quality snacks like chicken and peanut butter. Finish every session with a big jackpot of their favorite treat and some gentle petting to show them that you are happy with their progress. This positive ending ensures that the dog looks forward to the next time you go out into the yard together to practice. You have the power to change your dog's habits and save your lawn using these simple, effective, and natural steps that anyone can follow. It is not about being a boss, it is about being a partner who understands what your dog needs and provides it in a way that works for both of you. Stick to the plan, stay patient, and you will soon have a dog that prefers a carrot over a pile of dirt any day of the week. Thank you so much for joining me today and taking these steps to heart to help your dog become a better member of the family. I am so proud of the work you are doing, and I know these methods will help you achieve the beautiful, peaceful yard you have always wanted. Training a dog is a journey that never truly ends, but it gets easier and more fun every single day as you learn to speak each other's language. Keep those carrots cold, keep that peanut butter ready, and keep your broth cubes frozen and waiting in the kitchen for your next outdoor adventure. If you stay consistent and use these simple English steps, you will see a massive change in your dog's behavior in no time at all. My name is Carl, and this has been Paw and Order, your #1 source for making pet life simple and fun for everyone involved. Go out there, enjoy the sunshine with your pup, and let's keep those paws on top of the grass, where they belong.